Jumping in to just drop in about judgment. So what's coming in and through me in regards to judgment is there's this kind of one-liner that I have heard a lot over the years, and it's around judgment being a human condition, being a natural thing that everyone does. So my rebuttal to that is it might be something that everybody does, but it's not organic to human nature. It's not our original design or architecture or a way to behave in this world. Judgment is a part of the negative houses of ego. It only leads to pain and suffering, and it feeds into separation consciousness, or the separation virus, which keeps us disconnected not only from ourselves but from other people, from the physical planet Earth, and from our origins as souls and as light beings and multidimensional beings. Judgment is one of the things I believe that we're here to work through in this life and face. It is one of our shadows as a humanity. It comes from programming from childhood. It feeds into a whole lot of negative stories and negative thoughts. I don't know if I've already said this, but it not only harms others, it harms ourselves, because if we are judging others, there's no doubt we're judging ourselves. If we're judging ourselves, there's no doubt that we're judging others. So what is our responsibility here? Well, as we are maturing as a humanity, this is something that is happening whether we agree to it or not, because on some level we've already agreed to this. This is why we're here. As a humanity, we're going through a collective evolution, and that evolution is going on so many forms through it's from immature to mature. So an immaturity to a maturity on all levels. Physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental. And what our job is to be responsible for ourselves, our thoughts, our feelings, our energy, our physical body. And so we're not only working through purifying our physical body, but we're purifying our mind and our emotional state. And we're learning to connect deeper to our spiritual side. We're learning to retrieve our wholeness and that understanding knowledge that is already deep within us, that is deeply connected to the oneness of everything, to Source, the Creator God, and to our wholeness. It already knows that we are whole. So judgment takes us away from our wholeness, away from oneness, away from Source, away from God, away from love. And it is usually because there's an insecurity, or there's a wound, or there's a response happening within us that has come from the past. Maybe it's because we are feeling uncomfortable. Maybe if we're judging someone else, it's because it's something that we haven't come across before. It could be a fear within us. Like we're afraid of this other person because they are different, or we're unsure or confused about what they're saying because it's different to what we've experienced, or maybe it goes against a strong belief that we have. So many places is, where judgments can come from. But underneath it all, there's some kind of fear or insecurity, feeling of unworthy, a separateness, a lack, and many other adjectives and words that could describe where it comes from. So what we can do is we can observe these judgments, and we can have compassion for ourselves, and we can have compassion for other people. And the opening to heal this is to stay curious. Curiosity is really this innocent power that is connected to God and lives within us. It's like this childlike innocence that always resides within us. And some of us have a stronger innocence and a stronger childlike curiosity than others, but we are all strengthening and building that muscle because we really need that to be connected to all that is. It is like a superpower. So the more we can be curious about why we react certain ways to certain people, or why we feel that judgment towards someone else, like how is that reflecting back to our own judgments towards ourselves? Like where is that judgment coming from? What is the feelings underneath it? And keep going deeper. What is that part of us feeling? Why is it feeling unsafe? And so we can start to gather more data and more information. And the more data and information we can gather about ourselves, we get to know ourselves more. And this helps with building our sense of self too, and also owning ourselves and bringing those shadow parts of ourselves into the light. The more we can bring it into the light, the more we actually get this opportunity to stand in the light. And as soon as we can pick those things up, we can make the conscious choice then to redirect our energy. Okay, but it takes practice and time and a willingness. So curiosity, I believe, is the key. And then there's this acceptance. Can we practice accepting other people no matter what, even if they feel mysterious or unusual or different? Can we allow other people to be different, allow other people to think differently, to feel differently, to be their own people? I think there has been this comfort in everybody thinking or feeling the same. There's been a validation that we've been feeding off as humanity for a long time, that we congregate with people that are similar to us. It feels safer. That's great. But also we can learn so much more about ourselves and us as humans, and we can all, offer these beautiful learnings to each other when we are able to accept the beauty of difference, to accept the beauty of uniqueness, of mysteriousness, of not understanding someone. Like, that's beautiful. So you have the opportunity to step in and try and understand them rather than to judge them. If you are feeling confused about someone, be curious to why. Feel your judgments, but let them go. Choose another path. Even ask more questions. Be interested in these differences. These other perspectives of life is kind of how we see the bigger picture, and how we learn, and how we grow, and how we start to feel safe outside of the comforts of same. Because the reality is, some of us may feel like we're similar to others, but we're all very different. Even if we have the same morals and values, even if we like the same things outdoors, no one person is the same. So I think judgment is really a big handbrake on connection, and a really big piece that amplifies separation. And the less you can talk about other people, especially when they're not there, the less you can talk about other people, the more your energy will be within you, and then you can redirect your energy and those judgments that you're having towards a positive, attuned, and an aligned place of action or step that is actually going to support your path and your journey in life, and therefore the collective journey of evolution as we all mature and we all rise together.